Hello everyone, welcome to our new session. Today we are going to learn about the law of diminishing marginal utility. This presentation will cover introduction, statement of the law, marginal utility schedule, assumptions of the law, exceptions of the law, criticisms of the law, and last point is significance of the law. Introduction. This law is explain economic behavior of a consumer, of a rational consumer. It is common that more we have commodity, we desire less we desire commodity. It was first proposed by Mr. Gaussen, so this law is also known as Gausson's first law. However, it was further explained in detail by Professor Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics, published in 1890. Statement of the law. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other thing being constant, the additional benefit which is a person derives from the increase in the stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. In simple word, when commodity increases, marginal utility decreases. See the example. Eating the first burger gives the consumer a lot of satisfaction, that is called utility. Eating a second burger will not give as much extra satisfaction as the first did, that is marginal utility. Third, eating a third burger will give even less extra satisfaction than eating the second one, that is diminishing marginal utility. See the table. First column is unit of commodity. Unit of commodity increases, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Marginal utility diminishes, that is 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0 and minus 2. The table shows that marginal utility keeps on diminishing with increase in consumption. Further it becomes 0 and then negative. See the graph. X-axis indicates unit of commodity. Y-axis shows or measures marginal utility. Marginal utility curve slopes downward, that is left to right. When marginal utility is 6th, there is a commodity 6, there is a marginal utility is 0. There is a level of satisfaction, level of full satisfaction. It is also called the point of satiety, means maximum satisfaction. Beyond of this point, marginal utility goes downward, goes negative. Assumptions of the law. First is rationality. A consumer is assumed to be a rational person. His behavior needs to be a normal. Second is cardinal measurement. Utility can be measured in numbers. It can be possible to measure or to know or to compare the utility from each unit of commodity. Third is homogeneity. The law assumes that units of a commodity consumed by a consumer are uniform. They are identical or same in the case of like shape, size, quantity, quality or color, etc. Next point is continuity. The units of commodity are consumed in quick succession, one after another. Marginal utility will not diminish if there is a time interval. Reasonability. The units of commodity consumed should be of a standard or normal size. They should not neither too big nor too small. For example, the cup of tea or cup of glass of water. There is no use to spoon or bucket. Next point is constancy. Income, taste, habits, liking, etc. of a consumer and price of a commodity remain constant throughout the period of consumption. There is marginal utility of money level is constant. Next point is condition of divisibility. The law assumes that the commodity consumed is divisible. It can be get a small quantities. Single use. It is assumed that the commodity has only one use. Next point is exceptions of the law. First, hobbies. In certain hobbies like collection of stamps, rare coins, precious paintings, etc., the law is not applicable. See, the addition of additional collection of stamps or additional stock of the increase or pleasure. So it is not applicable here. Misers. In case of miser, every additional rupee gives him more and more satisfaction because he is a irrational person. So miser is not applicable here. Addictions or drunkards. It is said that in case of drunkards, the level of intoxication increases with every additional quantity of liquor consumed. Here again, he is a irrational person, and it is similar to all addicts. Next point is power. When a person acquires power, his lust of power increases to have it more and more. It is not applicable. Money. It is said that MU, that is marginal utility of money, increases with increase in its stock because money has purchasing power. See, as we see that money is a medium of exchange, so people use this money for purchasing goods and services. Criticisms of the law. First, unrealistic assumptions. Most of the assumptions of this law, such as single commodity, homogeneity, constancy, continuity, reasonability, etc., are unrealistic. It is not possible to use all these conditions at a time. Next is cardinal measurement. The law assumes that utility can be measured, added and subtracted in cardinal numbers. It can be marked ordinally. See, as we see that the law MU is a marginal utility is a psychological concept or subjective concept. So it can be marked only ordinary, not cardinally. Indivisible goods. This law cannot be applied to the consumption of bulky or indivisible goods such as television, cars, houses, etc. Person not demand of those commodities at a time. So it is not applicable. Constant marginal utility of money. Constant marginal utility of money is unrealistic. Marginal utility of money does not remain constant. It differs from person to person. Marginal utility of money is not constant. A single want. The law is applicable to the satisfaction of a single utility want only, because utility is interdependent term. As we see that utility is a multi-purpose thing, so it is not applicable here because the law is applicable to the satisfaction of a single utility only, single want only. Next point is significance of the law. First, usefulness of consumer. A consumer plans the expenditure according to the utility of a commodity to get maximum satisfaction. So it is a household expenditure. Second is useful to the government. This law is useful to the government for framing various policies, that is social justice or taxes policies, etc. Third point is basis of paradox of values. Paradox of values. This law explains the difference between more value in use and value in exchange. Value in use refers that usefulness of commodity, and value in exchange is that is a level of exchange or rate of exchange of the commodity. When more value in use and less value in use, for example air, water, etc. When the more value in exchange and less value in use, for example gold and diamond. And the last point is basis of law of demand. It helps to explain why the demand for a good rises when its price falls. Here we see that the irrelation between demand